It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see Keaton Mitchell, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Bears and the Niners, next on Madden Football.
It's the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Three quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl and came really within one quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And Goff going to look to throw right away. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. Now, they've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
And really a nice job there to make something out of that run, sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4. The numbers for him from a week ago: 15 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
So here are the Bears banked up to start their initial drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 3 catches, 108 for the yardage and the score, too.
And he's trying to prove the adage, it's not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
Play fake, it's Hayner. Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 39 yards there, a big one.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Hayner looking to throw. This ball complete to Trey Palmer. And he's taken down inside the 30. Add this gain to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. Off the play fake, Hayner. That's again complete to Palmer. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Kari Blasingame with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Niners offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they love to find different ways to get in the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week 2nd in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Got his man. That's Luke Musgrave. And he's got room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. To throw is Goff. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. Well, this defense for the Bears, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of '85. But then they'd never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
First down, here's Mitchell. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Hayner sets up play action. That's to the tight end, Wiley. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. A give running right is Mitchell. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. On first down, they go back to Mitchell. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. Once again, it's Mitchell. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down. For a lot of people, the MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They run over center with Mitchell. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Badgley's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. A shotgun snap for Goff. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Goff. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. A big play there for the Niners. 46 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Goff, a handoff here to Swift. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Now Goff. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And his kick here is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bears offense and running back Keaton Mitchell getting set for this next possession. Now, he's had a knack for finding the end zone all season long. His numbers reflect that. Here we are in the month of December, and he sits atop the NFL leaderboard in terms of rushing touchdowns. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Trying the right side with Mitchell. Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a 3rd down and 8. Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Those shoulders went from parallel to square, and then he brought force with him to finish that run. Oh, that's impressive.
And we saw a lot of that a week ago when he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
3rd and 9 here. They run play action with Hayner. He's got his target. That's complete. Down the right sideline. And he's going to get this all the way down to the 2 before he's wrestled out. Another catch for him there, and the numbers starting to stack up a bit. He's closing in already on a 100-yard game. We're still in the first half. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Mitchell will score. Touchdown, Chicago.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. And San Francisco gets set to go here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Back to throw, Goff. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. Here's 2nd and 10. This is Swift on the counter. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
The Niners on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now it's Goff. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Goff. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. Back to the running game with Swift. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now Goff. And this will be caught by Mooney.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Here's Goff. That's to the sideline and incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
On 4th down, Kyle Shanahan will send out the field goal unit. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bears offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And here we are in the month of December with his name sitting atop the leaders in rushing yards as the season nears its end. Strong finish here in the final stretch of games could earn him the crown. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. They'll go for it. Here's Hayner. That is caught. He's got the first down and potentially a lot more. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. And he's had a lot of success throwing the ball here early. You see by the numbers, he's already up over 200 yards passing. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. On the counter, Mitchell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Badgley able to punch this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Here's Goff. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Now a 2nd and 6. A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Justin Herbert, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Nick Chubb has a touchdown run. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Christian McCaffrey, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Second half begins with a carry by Mitchell. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 83 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Another run with Mitchell. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Play action. Here's Haener to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 34. Running left, here's Mitchell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Excellent job defensively there from Kobe Turner.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
And it doesn't matter who carries it, apparently, as they'll drop him behind the line as well. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down. But good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will remain an 11-point spread.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Goff now looks to throw. Now a short one to Gesicki. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Swift going to try up the middle. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 15-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's a toss play right to Swift. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Once again, it's Swift. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Goff now looking to throw. That's complete to Mooney. Down inside the 10. And the 49ers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Swift will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown.
No touchdowns for them in the first half, but their defense kept them in this ball game. So now, maybe this can loosen them up a little because they played tight so far, and they get right back in it with a touchdown run.
And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the one touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score. Here in the third quarter. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 92 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Right back to Mitchell here. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. 2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did. First down, here's Mitchell. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. 3 yards to go on second down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. A give running right is Mitchell. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he will have the Bears first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. This offense #1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got them another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
They run over center with Mitchell. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's 2nd and 3. Trying the right side with Mitchell. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Once again, it's Mitchell. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. A give here to Mitchell. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. 2nd and 10. On the counter, Mitchell. And a short gain down to about the 33. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 23. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. With touchdown number 27, that ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Bears are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. And he continues to add on to his amazing touchdown total on the ground. That is number 25 for him on the year as he moves ever closer to the all-time record. Badgley on for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. It's Goff. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Troy Anderson applying the pressure and picking up the sack. Blitz came there from the inside, and there just wasn't much resistance.
No, not at all. That means that defensively, they timed it up perfectly and matched up perfectly. They drew all the blockers to the other guys, left a free runner back to the quarterback. And you know what a free runner turns into?
What?
A free hitter.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Goff. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Goff now to throw. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now a 2nd and 2. Goff a handoff here to Swift. And he gets it down to the 32. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Out of the gun, Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw is Goff. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Goff. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears' offense. Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Steps away. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
He's got his man. Big catch by Wiley. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Running left, here's Mitchell. And defensively, Cordell Flott got him down. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. Oh, he bowls over him. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 164 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Another run with Mitchell. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Off the play fake, Hayner. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. The offense on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and forever. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Andre Sisco right there to knock that ball free.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Gone. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
Now Goff. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Bears take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On the handoff, Mitchell. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Now it's Mitchell. And he is going to have the Bears first, and that should be the capper. Right back to Mitchell here. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They run. It's Mitchell. And he stopped immediately there. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would. Incredibly quick and have some luck, too. After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So Jared Goff in the offense, down by 10, a little over 30 seconds remaining. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. Now Goff. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get him a first down up past the 40 as the clock ticks on. And that one too wide and incomplete.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
One last throw here for Goff. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
Won't be enough, but here's a final chance at the extra point. The kick up and good, but they remain a field goal short as they wind up dropping this one by 3. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Bears, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves